welcome to another episode of Treknicity, the show where we talk about things regarding Star Trek. I'm your host, Lars Scenza, coming to you from somewhere beyond the cosmos, or perhaps even Southern California, because we both know that they're one and the same. Joining me again for yet another review of a Star Trek movie is my fellow Red Shirt Geek and hetero life mate, Patrick Murray. Say hi, Patrick, and stop great.
I want to mute my mic now. I'm just cursing because we're doing Star Trek into bullshit.
That's right. We are doing Star Trek Into Darkness, which we have colloquially renamed Star Trek Into Bullshit. Now, I'm going to give you a heads up, fair warning on this one. We hate this movie with a passion. We pretty much deny its existence on a regular basis. So that means
this movie does not exist. Period. Except that it exists, so we're going to have to review it. Note, for this movie, I did not watch this one. I have watched it twice. I watched it once in the theater, and I watched it a second time when it came because I wanted to make sure what it was. In the theater, I had the same unease that I had when we were at Gen Con and watching Suicide Squad. I kind of enjoyed the ride for what it was, but there was something that I just didn't feel right.
Right, there was just something that really, really wasn't right, so... That being said...
Fuck this movie! That's all I got to say. But let's get into it. You're reviewing this one. I'm going to sit back and just offer the color commentary, which will be a lot of cursing. But oh well.
So, in this movie, we pick up with the Enterprise being somewhere out on its 5-year mission. Now... to start the story off, we see a couple going to a hospital, waking up going to a hospital, and we see them visiting what is presumably their daughter, who is very sick.
Actually, we just get back before that, the prologue. I'm looking at the...
Well, please.
I'm looking at... Yeah, they're on that stupid planet with the volcano, and they blow the Prime Directive in the ass.
Right. Yes. Okay. So they are on the planet where first thing you see somebody bursting out of a hut, running for their life. A bunch of white, crackly skinned dudes need some serious moisturizer, chasing after this person. Guy kind of runs into an animal, gets frightened, shoots it, and we find out, it's Kirk and it's McCoy. So they run. Basically, the idea is that they're trying to, shit. I forget.
They're trying to save these dicks from the volcano.
Right, but the whole point is that they're trying to get them out of the blast zone so that Spock can do his super chill thing for the volcano.
Yeah, they're trying to save people that are definitely under the Prime Directive.
Yeah, I still don't get this one. This is just really, why do they even think that this was halfway a good idea, knowing it was breaking the rules to the worst degree? I mean, this isn't skirting the law. This is just take it and snap it into and throwing it into the fire.
I mean, we've seen them brush the Prime Directive or have to mess up when the Prime Directive goes bad in every other Star Trek. This time it's there's a volcano going to wipe these people out. Let's go try to dick with it. Oh, also, let's put the Enterprise in the ocean.
Yeah. Let's get it underwater because a starship, first of all, a starship can fly in the atmosphere easily, and it could sit underwater. No.
Well, there's precedent for the flying in the atmosphere parts.
See, even in the upper atmosphere, yes, but not taking off from a planet. So,
unless you're the USS Voyager or something like that, then you can do that.
Right. That ship is designed, though. That Intrepid class is actually designed for atmosphere flight. The Enterprise, however, is not. So, anyway, they basically jump off the cliff to get away from these guys.
Stick it in an ocean.
Yep. They go down to the Enterprise that's floating underwater, and so Spock realizes that he's going to die because he's stuck in this volcano because for whatever reason they can't beam him out after he does his super whammy cold fusion thing where where he
because bullshit reasons. You got to have you have to have a reason that you got to do something, advance the plot.
Right.
Basically that.
Okay, so
of course the Enterprise shows up, really violates the Prime Directive by saving his ass, and they're drawing the Enterprise in the sand because too bad.
Oop, they saw the Enterprise. Yay. So off they go, and then we cut to the part where we see the mother and father going to the hospital, seeing the little girl.
I'm behaving.
Yeah. Dude goes outside, sees mysteriously looking trench coat looking dude, and trench coat looking dude says, "I can cure your daughter, but you gotta do something for me." I'm guessing it's probably a hand job around the corner, but no.
Or it's a magical space blood thing. I don't know. Who cares?
So
we'll make fun of that shit later.
So the guy goes and does, well, actually, he gets the magic space blood from creepy trench coat looking guy, puts it in his daughter's weird looking glass looking IV thing, and next you know, she's being saved. So,
yay, happy, joy.
So then we cut to him at his office somewhere at Starfleet, and he takes his ring off, puts it in a glass of water, becomes like a giant Alka-Seltzer, and boom. So.
Yep. Of course, then we cut to Kirk. He's banging cat chicks.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, look, when we say Kirk gets pussy, we didn't mean that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, this movie is just, I mean, it's like, it's teabagging Star Trek. Basically, it grabbed Star Trek by the ears and dragged its nuts across its face. And so Kirk does his thing. He gets, next thing you know, he's with Spock. They're like, hey, why are we getting called up? He's like, dude, we're going to get called up for the new 5-year mission program, deep space exploration. Not knowing, of course, that Spock completely sold him out after saving him by breaking the Prime Directive.
Yep.
Complete dick move. Complete dick move. And they go in front of Pike. Pike says, hey, so pretty routine.
You're neat shit.
Yeah, it was pretty straightforward. And he's like, oh, really? So what your first officer put in his log is complete bullshit, huh? What? Oh, dick. Long story short, Kirk gets demoted to first officer, because that's how it works in Starfleet. You get demoted from captain to first officer. That means you lose your rank and your position, which seems highly appropriate because since the way he got it in the first movie was incredibly stupid.
You snuck aboard the ship. You're a first officer. You're now first officer. Okay. Spock got out of motion. Now you're captain.
Yeah. Like
JJ, this is why things don't work. Dumbass.
It's because of this.
At least we have Star Wars.
And it's because of things like this why people are still clinging to Star Trek Discovery. So, of course, Pike takes command of Enterprise. Spock gets assigned to the Farragut, I think. And
don't forget, we got to get an Admiral RoboCop here.
Oh yeah, well,
I don't care. I don't care if it's Admiral Marcus. We're calling him Admiral RoboCop because fuck this movie.
Yeah, because it's played by Peter Weller. And I mean,
yeah. I should have been wearing my RoboCop shirt for this one. Damn it. Instead, I'm representing both the Dungeons and the Dragons.
Both of them? So, we have this thing where they say, hey, we gotta go meet Admiral Marcus. He talks about this guy, John Harriman, who happens to be creepy trench coat looking guy. And he says he blew up a Starfleet records library in London. Like, really? Yeah, because you want to everybody wants to blow up a library. So while we're talking about it, they get called to a meeting. All the commanders, all the ranking commanders of all the high level ships are there, and their first officers all in one place. This couldn't be a setup of any kind. Surely it's not going to be. While they're sitting there, Kirk figures it out. Just as he figures it out, of course, Who should show up? Creepy trench coat looking guy, John Harriman, in his special little ship.
Harrison.
Is it
John Harrison, aka Pseudo-Con.
Of course.
I don't care if I'm spoiling it because seriously, fuck this movie.
Yeah, John Harriman was the captain of Enterprise B.
Hold on. You're confused. Pseudo-Con / Smaug / Sherlock
with Cameron.
With fucking Cameron.
Yeah.
I write pages of notes.
I write nothing because I don't want to remember this movie. Why would you think that I would want to remember notes about this movie?
I don't remember this movie, but I didn't watch this movie on purpose, but I got the fucking Memory Alpha garbage up so I can read this piece of shit.
Uh-huh. So John Harrison ends up slaughtering everybody but Kirk, Spock, and Admiral Robocop. And
then Spock mind rapes Pike to get information because we gotta have mind rape.
That's crazy, man. I mean,
doing it to the fucking Romulan in the last movie is fine. I mean, that was you're an enemy that you're fighting an enemy and you're doing what you have to.
Right.
Doing it to one of your own guys is kind of bullshit.
So
it's still not a cool thing.
Right. So once they're done, he basically Kirk asks Admiral Robocop for permission to go and hunt him because he killed his mentor Chris Pike. They basically say they're going to stay on the outside of the neutral zone, fire off torpedoes if they have to, and they'll go because what happens is Pseudo-Con beams out of the ship just as they're about to shoot it down, and of course he uses the transport beaming that Montgomery or that Spock, Prime Spock, gave them in the first movie. So of course, my apologies, Pseudo-Con, yeah, beams all the way from Earth to Kronos, which is the Klingon homeworld, all the way.
Because apparently we don't need starships, we can just beam everywhere now.
That's right. So they get permission to do so. They go to load up the ship, take off. They're loading these special warhead torpedoes. Montgomery Scott's like, hey, guys, if you're not telling me what's in these things, you're not putting them on the ship. And Kirk's like, just do your job, man. And he's like, tell you what, if you don't tell me what's in there, I'm gonna quit. And he's like, you won't quit. And he's like, I quit. Do you accept my resignation? I do. All right, bye. And
fine, go then. Fine, I'll go. Go then. I'm gone. Whatever. Fuck this movie.
And so they go and take off. While they replace Scotty with, of course, the most likely engineering candidate, a 18-year-old Chekhov.
Yeah, who of course is a genius and will be here for many, many movies.
Too soon?
I'm just cramming that one home. We'll be kinder when we get to a movie I don't literally want to hate fucking to non-existence.
Yes. So we end up...
They do bring up at this point that Pseudo-Con Harrison did bomb a facility of Section 31. I mention those because when we get to the end, I'm going to talk about a few things that this movie theoretically could have done right. But we'll talk about that when we get there.
Right. So, Enterprise gets an additional science officer, one Carol Marcus, who is a bank...
Carol Wallace, a.k.a.
Carol Marcus.
Dr. Boobs. We'll just call her Dr. Boobs. That's why she's here. She's cute. She's got tits. They have an entire scene. They have a scene where specifically they show off the boobs, the racked boobs, because there's only one reason to quote from the Honest Trailer and John Bailey. There's only one reason that she's here. Make that two reasons. Seriously.
Misogyny.
Fuck this movie.
So you really like this movie? Should I play the clip I've got lined up? I'm kidding.
Okay, so
they take off towards Kronos. They get there. The other thing is that basically they're going to go and sneak onto Kronos using a ship that was commandeered during the Mud incident.
Yeah.
So,
Shit.
Yeah, so Uhura, Spock, Kirk, and a couple of red shirt guys suit up, get on the ship, take off towards Kronos. They fly over Kronos, and this is one thing that pissed me off.
Side note: they bring Uhura because she knows Klingon. At least they credit where credit's due. She knows Klingon in this one, Star Trek 6. Seriously, this fucking movie got it right. Okay, go ahead.
So they're flying over Kronos, and what should we see flying above Kronos? A destroyed moon. What could that be? Could it be Praxis? But Praxis doesn't fucking blow up for many, many years. Like 20 or 30 fucking years. You fuckwits.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. That's a small thing. Come on. This is Star Trek into bullshit. Kronos being half blown to shit. Who cares? That's nothing.
Right. So they land. Sorry, I take that back. They're trying to get to where they're going. They end up getting chased by some Klingon warbirds. Okay. Again. The thing is, the Klingons.
Bears.
Hey, fuck you! I'm gonna. If you're gonna bitch,
fuck
I'm gonna
movie.
bitch. The Klingons did not have any ships that were shaped like birds until they got them from the Romulans, because the Romulans are the ones who have ships that shaped like birds. Ugh. So they are told to land. They land. Uhura says, "You brought me here to speak Klingon. Let me speak Klingon." She goes out.
Did you forget the whole Uhura and Spock having a lovers argument flying down? Because why not?
Yeah, but come on. I just left it out on purpose. Like, I want to talk about that.
Yeah, I'm just going to grind all the stupid shit.
So she
Credit where credit's due. These aren't the worst looking Klingons of all. Thank you, Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's nuts because the Klingons had like little like ringlets and stuff on their heads, on their forehead their forehead ridges. I'm like,
it's kind of cool.
But again,
at least it's not the Discovery Klingons.
True. I have to give that credit. So the Klingon tries to kill Uhura because why not? Because they're Klingons. Then he gets shot. Next, there's this mysterious assailant and blah 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 blah. There's a big fight. Dude is like super strong and can kick everybody's ass in one go.
So Pseudo-Khan saves him.
Yeah. There's a message that Pseudo-Khan gets that apparently there are like 70 or 72 torpedoes aimed at him, and he's like, he wanted to know the exact number because obviously they're important to him. As soon as he finds out, he surrenders.
Spoiler alert, there is people. Oh, we'll get to that because who cares? It's Pseudo-Khan.
They take Pseudo-Khan back to the Enterprise, put him in a brig, and that's where they find out he's dun dun dun
Khan! Not really. Pseudo-Khan.
Yeah, and it's like
it's Doctor Strange. Come on, who gives a shit?
I love how Star Trek Into Darkness should have ended. It's like, don't you know I'm dun 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 Khan? It's like, yeah, okay, I got you. It was Kirk, that's Spock, McCoy. No, I don't think you understand me. I said my name is dun 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 Khan. Right, Kirk, Spock, Bones, whatever.
JJ, fuck your mystery box. Your mystery box doesn't work if we all know what's in the mystery box, and the mystery box is open and it doesn't mean anything because we have no investment in the character. Seriously, fuck your mystery box, JJ. Well, he actually could if he cut a hole. Okay, continue.
Is this where we bring in Justin Timberlake and Andy Samberg and we do the Dick in a Box?
Something like that.
So,
it'd be better than this fucking movie.
Yeah, this movie is vile. So of course, they basically they find out that there is this secret ship being constructed. Pseudocon gives them coordinates. Kirk calls Scotty. Calls from near Kronos, near Klingon space, on his communicator. Calls
Hey, Scotty, are you up?
And Scotty's in the pub. He's like, "Hey man, what's up? Oh, now you want to talk to me? Hey man, I want you to go to these coordinates and tell me what you see there." Okay. Like really? Like you got dude, you quit over the stupidest thing. I mean, did you have quitter's remorse? Okay, I'll go look for it because you're James T. Kirk. So, yeah. Excuse me. So we find out that, basically Scotty goes and checks out these coordinates and finds out there's this giant, massive ship, which for Patrick and I is probably reminiscent of the USS Wilderness. Probably includes the gay orgy dome.
And let's be honest, even Hammond Trek was better than this movie.
And that's saying a lot. If he ever sees this,
that was wrong.
Yeah,
that shit was wrong, just wrong. But still, it had more. It theoretically had more respect for Star Trek and Doctor Who and everything else than this piece of shit.
So basically, Scotty tells him, "Hey, there's this thing here," and they're like, "Okay." So they're gonna have to go figure out what's going on.
Meanwhile, the Enterprise had broken down for some reason. That's why they take the shuttle. Apparently, it's hobbled, and Chekhov can't figure it out because he's 17. Oh, then they open up a torpedo, and oh, by the way, it's a
person.
Yeah, there's a person in there. Was this before or after we got to see the tits? I don't know.
The tits came first.
Okay, so the torpedoes contain the crew, and he's yeah. Sherlock. I mean,
Smaug.
I mean, that's another movie besides I've already used Doctor Strange. What else has Cumberbatch been in? I'm trying to remember.
I try not to remember.
Oh, he's not bad. He's not a bad actor. In Sherlock, he's bloody brilliant.
True.
But I'll give credit to where he's due. He does the best he can with the material he has here. Everybody does.
It's just horrible.
We'll get back. Okay, so they figure shit out. They start heading back to Earth because bad shit, and apparently Admiral Cop's playing bullshit. Up shows the big USS Vengeance, the big black evil Enterprise, we'll call it.
Big black evil Enterprise. So, so they basically figure out they have to sneak aboard it because they can't transport over there. So they end up having to space jump again, this time through a bunch of debris towards the ship. Scotty snuck on. He's telling them basically, "I'll open an airlock for you." Long story short, there's a bunch of drama. They eventually end up inside the airlock and sneak onto the ship, and they make their way to the bridge. That's where we find out Admiral RoboCop is basically going to gives them a choice. You can either stop this bullshit or we're going to blow you up. Oh, fuck it, we're going to blow you up anyways. So,
although, don't forget, Spock Prime shows up at some point and says, "Oh, by the way, Khan's bad," and then he goes on for 2 hours listing all the things they should avoid. I mean, what was that? Or was that how it should have ended? Who knows? Yeah. That shit's better than this. Oh.
So what happens is Kirk is beamed back over to the Enterprise, and Admiral RoboCop.
Admiral RoboCop, yeah.
Yeah, Admiral RoboCop says basically, "You've gone rogue. I've had to hunt you down, and that's it. I'm gonna start killing you." And Kirk pleads for his crew. Aww.
Yeah. Okay, what point? I'm lost where we're at. Is this where they get to the moon, where they get into orbit around the moon and they started to fight, but they managed to fall all the way into Earth?
Yep.
Somehow they go from the Earth to the moon to the Earth. They get crippled at the moon and make it to the Earth. It took days for Apollo 13. It takes time to go from the Earth, from the moon to the Earth, because there's gravity fields and all that shit.
Yeah.
Of course, their physics are worse than Star Wars physics, and that's saying something.
Yeah, Star Wars physics are no physics.
But this was complete bullshit, because they completely just ignore time and space and distance.
Right. So what they end up doing is but
they get to run on the walls.
As the ship is tumbling towards Earth, Kirk gets to engineering, goes through the Budweiser factory into the giant MRI machine, and somehow manages to ape hang and kick the device into place so that it starts the reactor back up, and the ship is able to safely get back into orbit. Of course, he gets exposed to massive amounts of radiation. Where have I seen this before in a movie that's supposed to have a character named Khan? No.
Okay. Meanwhile, Big Black Evil Enterprise crashes into San Francisco and levels half of it. Oh darn!
Yeah, I was to say, did we see the Golden Gate Bridge? Because that's the only way we could tell we were in San Francisco.
I don't care. Fuck this movie. So of course Spock finds Kirk dying and yells "Khan!" because they did that in another movie.
Except they flipped it and Kirk did the same.
Yeah.
Thing. But yeah, so Spock beeps down to Earth to chase after Pseudo-Khan.
Of course, Doctor Strange doesn't do any weird portal shit. They just run, and Spock eventually takes him down, and of course gets his magic space blood and magically saves Kirk. And they say, "Okay, you can have the Enterprise back," or something. I don't know. What the hell do they do? How does he get this?
Just bear in mind, what happens is that Kirk is dead, and then McCoy sees a dead Tribble that he injected with this magic space blood come back to life. So he gets the idea.
Quote from the movie, magical space blood. What the actual fuck?
Yeah, terrible.
Can we stop now? Can we stop talking? Can we stop reviewing this piece of shit now?
Yeah, because that's actually pretty much all the time we have for this episode of Treknicity.
So we're done with this piece of shit. There are a few things that are technically good in this movie. All the acting, they do as well as they can.
All right, you have 10 seconds. Go ahead. You should be able to get it all done and still have 5 seconds left.
Yeah, okay. Well, all the acting in this movie is good. The motivations they give to Pseudo-Khan in this are theoretically good. The idea of Section 31 pulling this bullshit is theoretically good. And it's not a badly made movie from a sheer filmmaking perspective. If you wanted a sci-fi action popcorn flick, it theoretically is that. It's that.
Okay.
But this is the second Star Trek movie. We can forgive some of the shit they did in the first one because they were trying to just get the crew together somehow magically. So they broke a lot of things trying to make that happen. This movie is 1,000 orders of magnitude worse than that. And this one has a great score on Rotten Tomatoes because obviously
people are stupid.
The non-Trekkies seem to fucking like it. Non-Trekkies. Every Trekkie or Trekker or whatever the fuck you idiots want to call yourselves fucking hates this thing. Seriously.
We're Kirk loving Spock suckers.
Seriously, do you know anybody who really likes Star Trek that thinks this movie is anything other than a complete rape of Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan? Nope. I mean, next movie they're probably gonna fucking destroy the Enterprise.
No, I'll never.
Oh wait a minute, that's a good movie. At least with Pine looking to ditch out on the fourth movie, we're not going to see him do anything with whales.
Yep. Well, actually, and on that note, the fourth movie has officially been shelved, or not even shelved, canceled. Paramount.
It's gone. Okay.
Paramount has.
So we got three.
Canceled it.
So we got three movies, and the third one is thankfully going to be the best of these three.
Agreed.
And it's going to be in the upper ranks, beating out things like Star Trek V, Star Trek Nemesis, and Star Trek Motion Picture, because it seems to be a cohesive plot that actually makes some sense. And they technobabble back into sabotage.
Yeah.
But oh well. That's for the next movie when I'll actually watch the one I want to watch.
Alrighty. Well, again, that is all the time we have for this episode of Treknicity. I have been your host, Lars Scenza, and with me has been my hetero life mate, Patrick Murray. Until next episode where we actually talk about Star Trek Beyond. Rock out. Oh, hey, whoa. Are we gonna do the ratings? Do we need to cut our hands off
this movie?
Do we have to?
Fuck this movie. This movie does not exist. It does not get a rating.
All right then. As always, rock out with your Spock out. See you, folks. Bye.